Bethany, I'm on any smart device. Please help us. Oh, okay, now.
The mic's on you.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1, at David G. Evans numeral 1. So glad you joined us today. We're going to have another great discussion, a lot of things going on that are relevant to all of our lives, but we're going to discuss them, as always, from a biblical perspective, from a kingdom perspective, and bring your understanding of those things that are going on around you into a kingdom context. And that will give us an understanding that the Lord wants us to have. We are not isolated from the world, we're insulated. That does not mean we can hide from the things that are occurring. We must be aware. As we often say, like the sons of Issachar, we have to understand the times. But that alone is not enough. We have to know exactly what to do, how to behave, how to respond. And the Bible lets us know, gives us, if you will, a framework, gives us a pathway, a structure, gives us instructions to help us understand how to navigate the times in which we live, but still hold on to our faith, stay consistent in our faith, stay strong in what we believe. However, even though we're faced with some different challenges these days, the Bible gives us wisdom for navigating the times that we live. So we want you to do us a favor. Won't you like us and subscribe to us? Won't you share this time with someone you love? We'd like to start to really grow the platform. We realize that God has placed a mandate on our hearts to, we've been doing this for a number of years now, mandate on our hearts to help people around the world as it relates to a kingdom perspective, a biblical perspective, on the normal things in life and the abnormal things in life. So you can give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. While we discuss, of course, faith in Jesus, we discuss politics, sports, events, national, regional, locally, and international events that impact us, bring that relevancy into your life, give you an explanation, give you biblical wisdom for how to handle what we're going through from one year to the next. Look forward to speaking with you this morning. Like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification button so you don't miss one of these conversations that we have. They're always stimulating, always challenging. Hour goes by extremely fast, but it won't be the same without you. Of course, joining us again this morning after his hiatus last week. They let me play alone this week.
I know. Yeah.
Oh man,
Good though.
Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. Yeah, man, they let me go outside by myself last week, man. I was like, yo.
Well, yeah, you started it by yourself, so you figured you go back old school.
Yeah, man, I had to
grease that wheel.
I had to go in the closet and get the work clothes out, man. My goodness, man, it went by quickly.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, and folk participated. And yep. Started out with that whole grieving thing.
Yeah.
Got a lot of feedback.
It's
from
real.
That. Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, it's this time of year is challenging for a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
And it is a mixture of frivolity and sadness. Mm-hmm. I went by my mom's house last night, because I have to go by there and check on things, and just the heaviness hit me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
something else.
Thanksgiving was rough.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, I know it was for you without your grandfather and all.
Man. I was like, oh boy.
He had such a dominant presence in y'all's life.
Yeah. Thanksgiving used to be my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm not crazy about any of them anymore.
It's not the same anymore.
The shine's off of them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
But when you have significant people in your life, and I mean really significant in their faith, stature, reputation, their consistency, they could be a little difficult at times, but the fact of the matter is, they represented that solid place, that place of that source of strength.
Yes.
And didn't have to say anything. And a lot of times, all we had to do was think about them, and the thought of them helped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the presence of it. Yep.
Yeah, man.
And grief is especially for Christians. I'm glad you did this series on grief a few years ago. I'm sure you've been plenty of funerals. You heard this, and I've heard it said, y'all stop crying. Praise the Lord. I'm like,
That's some silliness.
Can y'all stop with this foolishness?
Spiritual malpractice.
Absolutely. Why can't the Psalms allow us to do both?
Spiritual malpractice.
Right. You worship in your grieving. You praise in your, sorrow. The Bible never says that grieving's a sin. But I think, now correct me if I'm wrong here.
Go ahead.
I think the challenge is, for some people, other people's pain makes them uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
So I need to make you happy so
That's
I
right.
feel okay.
That's right.
Rather than doing what the Bible says.
Maybe not even make you happy. Just stop what you're doing
Right.
so I feel better.
So I feel better, yes. Rather than what the Bible says.
Yeah.
Rejoice with those that rejoice. And mourn with those.
That's what it says.
To be there with them. You know what I'm saying? And
I think the discomfort is
Yeah.
most people think they have to say something.
yes.
When what really brings some help and some relief, some restoration, is your presence.
Yes.
Now, presence of someone who has historically been supportive and positive, not someone who's curious about your grief.
Right. Yes.
And a lot of people, unfortunately, I know a few, actually seem to get some joy from other people going through, even at death.
Yes.
Seem to get joy when something positive is being created and something negative or destructive happens to that process. Absolutely seem to be happy about it.
Oh, man, misery loves company.
Well, it comes from a dark place in that individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was it when Jesus talks about the parable of the sower, when he calls the bird, is it the wicked one with the bird's part?
Yeah.
That wicked one in the Greek means the miserable one. And I don't think people tie in how satanic misery is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if Satan's the miserable one,
And you're
we're
miserable
living
all
in
the time?
misery.
Yeah, he's got a foothold.
Yeah.
You're-
I'm just,
you're not his, but the impact of his influence, if it's noticeable
yes.
and it impacts the way you look at everything, he's gotten a minor victory now.
Absolutely.
And might as well call it what it is.
Yeah.
People like us seem to specialize in being miserable
Yes.
and finding fault in things.
Everything.
Watch this, that are largely positive, but the only way they feel accepted and validated is to be critical.
Yes. Because you said that, you was talking about that Wednesday. Yeah. That there's an issue in me. I got to criticize everybody else to feel
Absolutely.
better about myself.
Sit
and-
in the seat of the
and
scornful.
just- and scorn people and just, slander.
Some people have reserved seats in the seats where the scornful sit.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If they're not sitting in the seat of the scornful, they're not
I know,
happy.
I know.
I don't know how you look at life, and your chief focus is trying to find the negative in everything you see.
Everything you do. Yeah.
If you if people can't walk by you, and you can't say, "Oh, that's a nice outfit,"
Yes.
but the first thing in your mind is, "Boom, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Right,
this is
right,
wrong."
right.
Something's not wrong with the person that bought the outfit.
Yes. Yes.
Something's wrong with the way you're looking at stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, some of this, why do we care so much? What's going on in somebody else's life?
It's the only way we validate
That's true,
ourselves is to criticize somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if my esteem of myself is low,
Yeah.
the only way I feel alive is trying to bring people down to where I believe I am.
That's true.
So I'm not going to celebrate you when I think my life is a mess.
That's true. That's true. Because what somebody else wear, who somebody else do this, there's no effect on your life at all.
But you know,
But
we like to behave in a way
yeah,
where we actually think that opinion means something.
That's true.
And the problem with us is we can get 2 or 3 other people
yeah,
to agree with us.
Right.
So it feels like strength and not a weakness that's being revealed.
yeah. It's so fun. I'm actually writing a book about this.
Okay.
It's Noonday Bible Study I'm doing on slander
Okay.
and accusation, how satanic it is.
Okay.
So I almost put out there just in case somebody steal the concept, but it's been out there.
Yeah.
And it's so biblically simple.
Oh, yes. Aren't all the powerful truths in the Bible simple?
Satan has a plan to make people miserable, just everything. And the thing that gets me is it's so subtle that you said it before. You don't know you're deceived.
Because he hides the game in the conversation.
Yes. And you don't know you're hustled until you.
He hides the game.
You know,
Eve went for the game and didn't know she was going for it.
Yes. Then after it's over, I was deceived.
You realize, oh, I got food. No. You already had the truth.
Yes.
The enemy tends to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He only questions what God has already said to you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He tries to disqualify
Yep.
what you've already heard and believed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's how he works.
Yes.
He hides his game
Mm-hmm.
in a conversation, in a situation, in a relationship,
Yeah.
in a circumstance. That's how he hides his game.
Because if he came looking like Satan, you would reject
You
it.
gotta hide the game.
He knows how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
What they used to say, don't when you get a fish and don't move it too fast, it'll
no,
jump
you
off
gotta,
the hook.
You gotta ease it, and then you gotta set the hook.
Yeah, it just
Then you can start reeling.
slowly reel him in,
Then you start reeling.
and all of a sudden
while
you
he's
caught.
nibbling though, you don't jerk that line. Just
It
set the
just
hook.
it don't know you're caught until
No, Doc.
Until
You don't
you
know
caught.
you're chewing on something lethal
yes, yes,
until the hook goes in.
it's true.
So 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans, the number one. Come on and like us, subscribe us, help us get the subscriptions up. They're free, so come on, hit that notification button. We love to talk to you. Now, I don't understand, Pastor. You going to say something?
Well, the screen's off, so if you want to go, I have the names
Okay.
of people.
Yeah, we'll wait just a second.
Okay.
Line 1 is lit. Line 6 is lit. We have a few other lines that are open right now. If you jump on, we're sure to get to you. I'm not sure I understand why people's hair caught on fire. Because President Biden is not leaving his son to the mercy of the newly elected regime.
Thank you.
Where is...
I don't know any parent.
They tried to get him while his dad was in office.
Yes.
You think they're going to leave him alone once his dad
Right.
goes out?
I know.
Come on, man.
I don't know not one parent, if they had the power to pardon their child, wouldn't do it. Unless they're Jeffrey Dahmer.
Especially if they knew.
Yeah.
They're going to tear my son apart when I leave office.
Yes.
They were going to go after him. With a legal department that may not be on the up and up. We don't know yet.
Yep.
But you know this cornucopia of distant personalities that are being chosen to serve in some of the highest offices in the nation is really it's not about America. It's about people doing. It appears to be about what President-elect wants them to do.
Yes.
Not about the goodness of the nation. What I need you to do.
Yep. And
You know, I stopped watching MSNBC.
you did, okay.
I had to.
Why?
Well, for the last 8 years, we've been listening to that morning show.
Oh,
Yeah, Brzezinski and what's his name?
yeah, I know you're talking about the.
I know
you're
married couple.
Yeah.
And they've been hammering. Fastest brother to death. President-elect gets elected. They run down to Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
Have a sit down. Come back with some nonsensical explanation for anybody that'll listen. Okay. You're worried about surviving.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. You got a lot of money on the table. You're not young people. You're trying to preserve whatever income you got coming. But then they started apologizing for remarks made about people that are on Fox after they've been kicking Fox broadcasters in the back for 8, 9, 12 years.
I know.
And all of a sudden, well, that joke that was told the other day was a little too far, and there's some good people over Fox.
Yeah.
They have never said that
that.
stuff.
When way TV works, the more in the opposition they are, the higher their ratings will be because people hate watch more than
Man.
positive watch.
I looked at them, I said, okay, you guys been playing
Yeah.
the whole time.
Oh, both sides though. Fox
yes,
does it.
absolutely.
They play.
The whole time. But I've never heard Fox newscasters or broadcasters or whatever, actors, apologize for something said about the people over at MSNBC.
No, they don't. They just dig in, even if they know it's a lie. But you know what's interesting, though?
What?
So they got Biden for pardoning his son. So Trump pardons Jared Kushner's father.
Of course.
And now wants him to be the ambassador to France.
So when did he pardon him?
He pardoned him his first term.
Did anybody say anything?
No.
Okay.
And now he's going to make him an ambassador to France if it goes through? Nobody's...
They feel like they owe him something.
But my problem is the Republicans and Democrats are leaving this alone, but bashing Biden for...
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't...
And most people may not know that the reason Chris Christie got kicked off the transition team when Trump went in office the first time was because of what Christie had done to Jared's father. You know, that was all here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
All right, and New York. So Jared says he's not going to be on here. Ivanka probably went to the house and said, Dad, you got to get him off. Jared's upset. Yeah. And Christie was gone. Yet Christie remained loyal until he decided to run for president. Yep. These people are insane.
They are. They are. It's dog. When you said it's dog eat dog, I think it's really on display more and more.
Absolutely.
How there's no loyalty in politics.
Nope.
It's only transactional.
Not much integrity anymore.
No, not at all.
And I don't think there's much truth.
No.
But here's I've been saying this for a couple weeks. A lot of people accuse people who misplace their vote as lacking intelligence. I think that's a lie. I think that's spurious. What I really think we're watching is not people with low intelligence. We're watching people that are ill-informed. They just don't know. They're making assumptions because parties these days very skillfully appeal to the emotions of the voter bases. Yep. And what we watched is there was and still is, this is what these are the sorest winners I've ever seen in my life. Okay, you won. Why are you behaving so badly?
Yeah, you got it.
Because it's not just in the vote. It's not just in the victory. Yeah. I have some vitriol I need to release.
Yes.
Because I have to release this vitriol because of the number of years I've been frustrated. And finally, it appears as though I have a permission structure to behave in a way that was quote unquote socially unacceptable up to this moment.
Yes.
I'm watching guys at the gym who were very nice. Yeah. Changed immediately. Now, some of them are embarrassed because they got played for how they felt. Yep. But I guess I'm going to say something that's going to not get us in trouble, but I can't say I love you and support someone whose agenda is going to hurt you. Yes. But it shows how transactional we are, Pastor Nick. For me to vote for someone who I know is going to do things that are not going to be to your benefit. Yep. How can I say I love you and support that?
Yes. You can. Okay. Selfish, transactional.
Okay, absolutely.
This reminds me of scripture.
Okay.
Jeremiah 5:31 says, "The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so."
Isn't that amazing?
And that's the thing that gets me. God's like, you want it to be this way?
Just as stark as when God made sure that Israel knew what kind of king they wanted, and after fully describing who he was going to do, who he was going to attack, down to the children, Israel says, we want him anyway.
We want him anyway. That's what my people want.
God made sure that we knew who both candidates were. Yep. And in character-wise and a lot of other ways, America said, we hear you, but we want you anyway. Yeah.
Now, can we jump in some deeper waters too?
Sure.
This whole, we voted for him because of economics and the price of bread.
Never touched them.
Thank you. And a lot of them, you won't hear them complaining about bread, eggs no more, price. I believe it's that Black Friday week. They said the nation set a record of how much money was spent on Black Friday. Now, last month,
same prices now.
Last month, everything was too high.
Same prices. Same prices. They didn't come down.
I thought everybody was broke because eggs was high and butter was high.
No. They making cakes, so they went and bought them.
Yeah.
Only thing that looks like it can, I didn't know. I don't pay attention to gas prices because in my mind, you got to buy it to drive.
Yeah, you gonna
okay. Okay, so you don't need a lamenting over them because they're going to be what they're going to be.
Right.
You're not going to park your car and wait till they go down.
I know.
All right, so only reason I knew, I went and I asked for $40. I had like almost a quarter tank.
Yeah.
And it filled the tank. I was like, oh, price must have gone down. I'm not worrying myself about that stuff I can't control. But if they spent the money on Black Friday, same price structure that they had that Saturday. Okay.
I thought stuff was high and we tightened our belts and
they're not tightening them.
yeah.
It was an emotional argument. Yes, eggs are higher now than used. You know what? It's not a viable argument. I can remember when butter was 5 cents a pound, bread was probably 10 cents a loaf. I mean, I remember those days. I remember going to the store with $1 and have to carry 2 bags back. I remember those days. Things have increased with time. And watch this. And they're getting ready to increase again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the guy from Kroger admitted, people keep thinking the politics do not govern and dictate how much food costs.
No.
The guy at Kroger said, look, we raised prices.
That's right.
There was no shortage.
No.
They just knew that they could charge it.
Absolutely.
And you was going to buy it.
Absolutely. I mean, during I went to the market I go to a lot during the height of the pandemic, and American cheese like this was $9. You know that same pack of cheese 2 months before that was like $3.99. Like, come on.
They did it because they could.
Absolutely.
To make more money.
And guess what? Guess who's getting ready to get let loose? The pharmaceutical industry. They are.
That's true because they're going to start taking off.
Oh, all that you're charging too much, the government suing you, is over.
Yeah. It's going to be something, boy.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep saying it. Isn't it amazing that in the midst of this turmoil, the only institution that's not being attacked by the government is the national church? Isn't it amazing that both Pentecostals and evangelicals and Methodists have all of a sudden become politically protected in the United States of America? I'm just amazed.
Yeah, I know.
God is amazing.
Yeah.
The safest place in the United States of America. I know we've got some problems. I know there's been some attacks, both physical and spiritual and mental and all that. The safest place
Always the
is
house
the
of God.
American church.
Always. Yep.
Amazing.
I know.
Let's go to the phones. We got Robin on line 1. We got Tom on 6. Good morning, Robin.
Well, good morning. I'm first.
Yeah, girl. Come on.
Oh, wow. Good morning, Pastor Nick. I was like, and again, Pastor Nick, happy birthday. You don't
Thank
look
you
a day
so much.
over 30.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Now you done got on here capping, as the kid would say.
Right.
He looks at least 31.
Right.
Oh, bless your heart, Bishop. That's right. Pastor
At
Nick
least
is
30.
still young, and you are too. But I know I only got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you only got 2
But-
minutes.
Come on, Bishop, at least give me 3.
All right, go ahead then. You done used up 30 seconds already.
Right.
Come on now.
I know, right? Have y'all ever went to see the Nutcracker?
Of
in
course.
person?
My
You
mother-
like it?
My mother took my brother and I every year.
I went last night.
you
My
go?
granddaughter was in it. I mean, it's no talking. That's why I guess, it's my first time. And I was like, it was just different.
So she does ballet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I had an unusual African American mother. She took us to Nutcracker. She took us to the opera. She took us to all these kinds of things to expose us. So coming up, I saw Madame Butterfly, Nutcracker during Christmas season, a couple of the famous vocal operas. She'd take us downtown to the what's that thing at Broad and Locust?
Oh, is it the Met? Is that not the Met?
Not the Met. It's the other place. Anyway,
What are you talking about?
it begins with an M, I believe. Anyway, so that's what she did with us. So we kind of grew up watching these kind of things and involved in them.
Oh, it was different. It was different for me. So, but it was interesting. But I'm gonna just throw these 3 things out and get off.
Now, what you need, what you need to do is Google Nutcracker.
Okay.
And read a synopsis of the story.
Oh, okay.
And what
I'll do that.
you saw last night will make sense to you once you read it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. All right. But I know y'all aware of the discussions regarding the transgender rights case before the Supreme Court, and the shooting in Northern California, where the 2 kindergarten students are in critical condition.
Yeah, I think it happened yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So here we go again with these school shootings.
We know that's not enough stimulus for our politicians. So, you know, what's a parent to do? Go sit up at the school all day, or keep the kids home and homeschool? I mean, our politicians at this point, collectively, although we have some that are fighting for some changes, our politicians cannot be trusted as a group to protect the kids.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
I thought when the kids happened, that was going to change everything.
Yeah.
But it didn't change.
I know.
Nope.
It didn't change anything. But the last thing is, okay, Elon Musk, I know he done lost his mind. He wants to cancel flyer jets and replace by the drones.
Do what?
I know y'all solid. Yes.
I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, Pastor Nick, you look up. I'm like, does he
said
realize?
fighter jets?
Fighter jets?
Yes. Does he realize
Oh, okay.
that the drones can make a mistake and drop something on somebody or somebody's house?
I'm sure there's some money involved somewhere in there for him to switch over to drone. Come on, yo. Come on.
Even though they're not talking about the fact, I was actually in Arizona when one of the first fatalities happened from one of those driverless vehicles.
Yes.
I was actually in Arizona that week
Wow.
when it was a taxi,
Okay.
and
Wow.
I allegedly it was one of his cars.
I'm sure they're his cars. I mean, that's the thing with electronic vehicles. They're going to be recalled
Well,
plenty of times.
I remember when maybe 2-3 cars ago, and the salesperson was telling me about the driverless vehicles. So so we were out test driving the car. No, we weren't test driving. Yeah, we were sitting in the car. So I haven't test driven a car in years. So we were sitting in the car at the dealer. No, here. And he said that they would test drive the driverless vehicle with styrofoam walls and fake people. And he said that, sometimes the vehicle would stop, and sometimes the vehicle would mow down the wall and the people too.
Mike, what do y'all think is going to happen?
Profit.
Yes, sure. I know.
Remember years ago when that tire company distributed tires they knew were defective?
Yes.
Because they calculated the amount of money they would have to pay in lawsuits, didn't compare it to the money they were going to make.
Yeah.
So people died because these tires blew out at random times.
Collateral damage, they say.
Come on, man.
That's horrible.
They have people that sit around and figure this stuff out called actuaries.
Yeah.
They figured out, okay, we'll get sued for $100 million. We'll make $3 billion. Let's make it.
That's cold.
The love of money. So,
That's cool.
But thank you, Bishop, for giving me an extra minute. I really appreciate it.
Well, absolutely, Robin.
Go Eagles.
You sound good this
Go
morning.
Eagles.
Yeah. You sound good this morning. You sounding real good. All right, talk to you soon.
All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Have a blessed rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Bishop.
Tom.
How you doing?
Welcome to On Point.
How you doing,
What's
Pastor
happening?
Nick?
How you doing?
Hey, Pastor Nick, happy
Yes.
birthday.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I remember when you had all black beard.
I know.
Oh, that was tactful, wasn't it?
I know it was.
All black beard.
Right. And I ain't coloring it in.
No,
Leave it the way
sir.
it is. Leave it the way
Hey,
it is.
Bishop,
Earned it all.
You got-
Yes, sir.
a couple of things. The drones. Cat's out of the bag. We're already blowing stuff up with drones.
Sure they are.
So when she said that, that ship left.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about the pardon. I heard somebody say something, and I wish Biden would have did that instead of the long, drawn-out reason, and said what you just said. This is my son. I don't care what you guys say.
Yep.
Protect me, and
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes, I don't know what, I think they just needed something to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Well,
Why would he leave his son at the mercy of these people?
Yeah. Well, he lied. He said he wouldn't. That was before Trump got elected. I mean, come on.
Come on now.
And we know Trump would have did the same thing for his kid.
Absolutely.
Of course he is.
Any real parent.
I know.
But I also like that he's trying to preempt pardons for Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney, because he thinks Trump and those guys are going to go after him. I don't know how they're going to preempt pardons.
Why is Adam Schiff need a pardon?
Because he was on the committee that was going after Trump.
Okay.
And it's like 4 or 5 big names that Biden's trying to protect when he leaves.
So how's he going to protect him? Give him immunity or something?
There's talking about a preempt pardon, which I don't know how you do that.
They got ways to do
But
it.
yeah,
They have ways.
Yeah, and last but not least, I like what some of these senators are doing with not letting Trump do whatever he wants with these appointments, especially Secretary of Defense.
They're too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the problem. I'm hoping that these initial nominees are not sacrificial.
Yeah.
And he's getting who he really wants, because let me see if this sticks.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't stick. What I really prefer is this one here. Yeah. But I don't think that there's no coincidence in the fact that some of these people supposedly are guilty of what he supposedly is guilty of.
Womanizing.
Even worse than that. Here's the thing. Even worse than that. Why don't American white women see this as a problem?
Yeah.
Is it just what? I don't get it. And the DEI thing. No one's benefited more from DEI than American white women.
By far.
Yep.
And now you've got Walmart and a couple other big ones saying we're done with DEI.
Yep.
What the heck?
I know.
So that means what? You really didn't mean that? Here's my thing. What message does that say to the employees you have at the present time?
That we will only did it because we were under pressure.
Under pressure to do it, yep.
So what's the climate really like at these stores? And do they really think they're going to get the average white American to work in Walmart for whatever they're paying them? And part of the interview process is here are the state, local, national governmental assistants that you'll need working for us.
Yes.
How's that part of an interview?
Yeah. To me, corporations look at people as disposable.
Absolutely.
If you don't want the job, somebody else is going to need it.
Absolutely.
And somebody else will take it.
Absolutely.
So we don't care. What you
Unbe darn leapable.
It is. It is.
There's always somebody waiting for that spot.
Yeah.
And just I don't call Walmart a store anymore, because I go in there and I see people dressed like they're home.
No.
So I call it
Hallmark.
This their house.
Yeah.
Bishop, you talk about New Jersey. Down here, you go in those stores, you'll see craziness.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the house coats.
Yeah, man. I've
bedroom
seen
slippers.
Slippers, pajamas, and men are wearing them. What happened to us?
Hey, Bishop, before I get off, always ask me about here in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, our governor is the replacement they're considering for Secretary of Defense. Now, this
how's
guy,
that going to work? How's that going to work?
I don't know, but he had to recant because when he was running the last go-round, he was acting as though he was a Navy SEAL. When they were like, no, you weren't. What he was, what happened in Iraq, they needed some legal representation, and he was a JAG for a Navy SEAL, which he had to admit that he didn't serve. But he had, you know, because we had all these pictures of him with the SEALs. It was only because he was legally representing them in a case.
So he spun that into he was a SEAL?
Oh, down here, yeah.
Oh.
For the first couple of weeks, I was like,
so
wow,
weak.
I was hooked for a second. I'm like, this guy was really a SEAL? And he had to recant it.
That's so weak.
And that's the guy he wants to replace.
Why? I don't understand something. Maybe I don't understand how governments work. Maybe I don't have a basic understanding of how employment works. Why am I going to have a guy nominated for Department of Defense to lead it? And all he's done is fail at everything he tried to do with no leadership military experience. If you can't handle a budget of $10,000, why would I give you a couple $1 billion to handle?
It
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Not a couple of the largest government agency we have.
Unbelievable.
And that's why I just looked up. There's no real qualification requirement for a Secretary of State. That, to me, that's insane. In the sense of, like, you have to have military experience. You got to have, you know.
Maybe that's why the wiser people choose people that can occupy that office.
Yes.
You know,
You think about it, that person's going to have to advise the president that we're going to go to war or we're not going to go to war.
And that person has to
bomb.
they have to be able to talk to other leaders.
Yes.
With some competency and some respect. Not this crap we got going on now.
Yes.
I just don't understand.
I know. And that's why I think when Obama got in office, he kept some of Bush's strong guys.
Of course he did.
You know, because, I mean, it just makes sense. It's not about Democrat, Republican at that point in time. If we're at war, nobody cares.
Well,
besides you on.
I used to think that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, never mind.
I used to think at the end of the day we're all American, but I'm not sure about that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom, how you feeling, man?
You know, the asthma seems to be getting better.
Well, wonderful.
Other than that, great, Bishop.
That red, you don't have to worry about that red coral down there for a while. That every time I come to Florida, when that red, whatever it is, starts multiplying, my allergies go nuts.
Yeah, down here in Florida, as soon as the news hits, we know it's out there. And it doesn't really, I guess I've gotten used to it. But, you know, you better stay out the water or be close to the shoreline when that stuff happens.
It throws me for a loop every time I go to Florida and it happens to be blooming at the time. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. It's a problem because you got to stay out the water, too.
Yeah. All right, man. Good talking to you.
Hey, take care.
Talk to you. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We're going to Scott on line 4. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
Bishop Evans, Pastor Nick, welcome back.
Hey, man. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, man. They let me out to play by myself last week, man.
Hey,
cool.
Pastor Nick.
Yes, sir.
He did a good job, too, man.
Yeah, of course he did. It's never a concern. Come on now.
It's always good to talk to you guys. 2 quick things. Of course, I'll wrap it up with sports. My question is, who's this one lone brother that Mr. Trump picked? I mean, what's his credentials, or is he just there to be there?
He picked an African American?
I think it's for
to
housing.
do what? He always puts him on housing. The only thing he can handle.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm picturing the brother's face, Pastor Nick and Bishop.
Is it HUD he put him over?
Yes, a guy named Scott Turner. He used to be an NFL player. I remember him.
So he's putting him over the ghettos of the world.
Yeah.
And watch this. This is President-elect's weak behind gesture. See, I don't discriminate in housing. That's where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It and what's the HUD secretary going to do but what he tells him to do?
Yeah.
True.
You're not going to see any improvements in that. What you will see because of the tax breaks he's going to give, because of some of the other things that are going to happen. Anything that's going to positively impact the bottom line of American corporations will be legislated.
Yep.
At the expense of programs and other benefits to middle and lower America. You might as well get ready for it.
Yep.
He's going to make sure the corporations are good. You know, pharmaceutical prices are getting ready to go through the roof. Blue Cross thought they were going to limit the amount of anesthesia you could get in an operating room. And insurance companies are going to pay for so much.
Yeah, them doctors came out and said, hold up real quick. Nah.
Yeah. Because he's getting ready to mess with their income.
Oh, boy.
And that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, we sorry, you woke up in the middle of the operation.
Yeah.
We can only give you 45 minutes of gas. So
it's too long, so we got you out of here.
You want to write us a check while you're on the table right now?
That's
Or do we just have to give you a dime on and see if you make it?
I know.
Oh, boy.
Unbelievable.
At least act like you care. Don't be blatant about it.
Wouldn't
You're
that-
not care.
wouldn't that be wonderful?
At least, first off, do the right thing and care. But if you're not going to care, at least,
build a facade.
Right.
Be at least transactional. That's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is they're going to try to save a bunch of money. And watch this. And you're going to watch prices of different things go through the roof.
Yep.
And I don't understand senior citizens. Your retirements are about to be threatened. Because they've got to get the money from somewhere. And where they usually get the money is from middle America and lower income America. That's where they get the money from.
Yep. Especially they start messing Medicare, Medicaid,
All that
prescription
stuff.
costs.
All that stuff.
That retirement thing you just mentioned, Bishop, and I was just saying before I called, one of her coworkers from Air Corps wants to retire, and Nia is like, is he going to mess with this lady where she worked hard for? And I told Nia the answer is probably, unfortunately, yes.
Well, in New Jersey, I don't want you to forget, one of the biggest controversies of former Governor Christie's administration was him tapping into the funds of people that were there for retirement. And they thought that was a good move.
And then they vote for him again after that.
They voted for him again after that.
Unbelievable. Off of this nightmare, if I may. I beloved Eagles. We got the Carolina Panthers. I'm hoping it's not what we call a trap game, but the way they're playing right now, and I've seen the change of Coach Sirianni. I think he's going to have those guys focused. It would be nice to have the number 1 seed. I watched that Detroit Lions
tough team.
game the other night.
Ooh, they're good.
Lions.
Man, are they ever?
Man, they are good.
You know
and
what?
they're missing players too. We both know that.
They're coaching around major injuries, man.
Yes.
13 people on IR, the highest in the league, and they're still winning.
Yep.
But their coaching is so strong.
Yeah, man.
Man, is it ever?
Yeah, man.
This coach Dan Campbell, man, I thought he was a nut, but guess what? Man, joke was on me. Those guys will run through a wall, run through fire.
Well, he looks like a football player.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a football guy.
He doesn't look like he never played football. He looks like a football player. The guy's big. He's fit. He looks like he can still hit a couple people.
He probably could. They may need him with all these injuries.
They got a guy on there, man. Not
Yes, they
like
do.
Belichick. He looked like a little miser, with a brain. Yeah, he was a great coach, but there wasn't any physical intimidation there.
No.
These guys are not looking down at him.
Yeah.
They're
looking up to him.
Yeah.
I think that's where coaching. Mike Tomlin said something. He said, "I'm tired of hearing coaches talk about this person couldn't learn, this person couldn't learn." He said, if you have a learning issue, check it. Based on paraphrasing, check yourself. Maybe you haven't learned how to teach them.
Absolutely.
And you see a lot of people, bad leaders blame people. How's my presentation to make sure they...
What have we said for years? The burden for being understood is on the speaker, not the hearer.
Yes.
How's it coming across?
Yes.
Bottom line.
I got to learn how to get this to them.
Yeah, man.
But I think the Eagles, of course, we all know are playing at a high level right now. And if they just continue to do what they're doing, we get Mr. Devontae Smith, of course, our other star receiver, back tomorrow, too. So that makes a difference.
Tell me this, Scott. Tell me this.
Yes.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, Sirianni was being vilified. Now he's like one of the most brilliant people in the NFL. What is this all about?
You know how Philadelphia fans are. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, it's not just Philadelphia fans, though.
Okay.
It's people like around. I think the problem is that for some people, Sirianni, his personality may not be the most likable for some people.
Did they hire him for that?
No, that's the thing. They didn't like him for that.
Is anyone in the history of football more gruff, antisocial, anti-everything than Bill Belichick?
Right?
Is it?
But his winning covered all that up. I know it covered.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Boy, did it ever.
They don't hire him for personality.
No. So Sirianni to me is fine. I think what people are seeing, and people forget this, when you're on a national scale, you have to grow in public for the most part to a certain degree.
Yeah, you do.
You're going to make public mistakes.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing is him growing from his, it just happens.
I mean, he's in the spotlight.
Yeah, come on, y'all.
And he's in Philadelphia. We're waiting for you to mess up.
Yeah,
Which is unfortunate about Philadelphia fans. We just wait for you to mess up.
Yeah.
And you're second coming when you arrive.
Right.
And then, Lord help if turning the team around is a process.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of turning the team around, what is Deion Sanders doing, man?
He knows. He connects with those boys. He's
Yes,
got
does.
a thing for that age group.
And he used that portal.
Yep.
And them jokers are coming to play for him.
Look. And now the rest of them are using the portal.
Yep.
They criticized him.
Mm-hmm.
They criticized him. But now they going to the portal too.
Them jokers is coming.
Hey, Bishop Passion, they got a different tune.
Yep.
Very different tune. Now they may be talking about him maybe coaching the Cowboys.
I don't think he's going.
No, he's not going to that.
Jerry Jones.
Him and Jerry Jones, they'd kill each other.
Jerry needs all the spotlight. He can't share.
No,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just like the
He's
new
not-
president
no.
coming in the spotlight. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, he's
But
not, no way.
that's
No.
all I have, fellas. Love you, and I
All right.
send her love
All right,
also.
Talk to you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We got Danny on line 5, then we're going to Beverly Jackson on line 1. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Bishop, how you doing? How's everything? Good to see you.
If I had your hand, I'd throw mine in this morning.
Fascinating.
Hey, man.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right.
What's going on, my brother?
Well, I just wanted to comment on some things, and thank you for giving us what you said pre-Thanksgiving, thoughts that we should be thinking about, be thankful and what have you, because it made me reflect back, the times, even though some of our ancestors are not here, but in remembering them to carry on certain traditions that we have family-wise.
Sure.
A lot of people get it tied up with national reasons and things like that, the pilgrims and what have you. I have to look at where we came from as a family, and what we celebrated and what we did with little that we had. I'm like you, Bishop, where we can remember where we had so much to spend, and that was it. And sometimes we had to pretend certain meals, but we were thankful for what we had.
You had to pretend a meal?
Right.
A wish sandwich.
There you go.
A sandwich.
A sandwich. It's a wish sandwich. They call it.
Choke sandwich.
I know my neighbors, they would have butter and sugar sandwiches.
Yep.
That's how poor we were.
Syrup sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Tomato
but-
sandwiches, boy. Yeah.
A grilled sandwich.
Yep.
Not cheese, not Spam, not bologna, just a grilled sandwich.
Yep.
And that government peanut butter.
Yes, sir.
But we were thankful for what we had, and we gave thanks for it, and when we went to church and what have you, we were so thankful for it. But now it's a gripe on everything, price of this, price of that.
Yeah. But Danny, how old are you, Danny?
I'm tired with you, Bishop.
Are you 72?
Yes.
So Danny, since you were a boy, haven't prices constantly gone up for everything?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what world are we living in?
People are making more money, so they're going to charge more.
But
just-
at what point in history
Yeah.
do prices actually
Right.
go down?
Right. Exactly.
Especially for people that work every day.
Yes.
They fluctuate,
Yeah.
but I've never seen, they're not going back to 25 cents for a loaf of bread. Forget that.
Nah. Nah. Where gas was, what, 25 cents a gallon?
Not when you're paying somebody $20 an hour to run the machine.
Yeah. No.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that I remind my kids, and something that I had started doing again was having more conversations with them, because they get on the internet and they believe what happens or what people say on there. They don't really have the experience to go back in time to know where you came from.
Absolutely.
To where you are now. Because we paid 25 cents a gallon, but you didn't have to touch the hose. Somebody pumped it for you and clean your windshield.
Absolutely.
So I was saying to one of my sons, why are you driving here and there when you say that you have a problem with gas prices?
It doesn't connect in their minds.
No.
It doesn't connect. Like watch this. They're screaming about money. But they'll get DoorDash to bring them a hamburger and end up paying $35 for the hamburger.
Yep.
What the heck?
I know. What did you say years ago? People buy what they want and beg for what they need.
Absolutely.
Always do it.
Absolutely. What's going on in Florida, man?
Craziness, and something I want you all to pay attention to and watch, educational-wise, is that they're closing schools down here because they say, this is the excuse, we don't have enough students.
Huh?
Yes. Look it up. Fort Lauderdale. They want to close schools, certain schools, because they say they don't have enough students. To me, we were always taught it was an ideal situation.
Have smaller
if you
classrooms.
had smaller class.
It's back to money, like Pastor Nick
money.
He just gestured. It's got to be money there.
Yeah. Because it's not good to pack 30 kids in with one teacher.
No.
25 with one teacher. It's a lot.
Especially these modern kids.
Yes. Yeah. Now, no. Yeah.
Kid jump on your back, you got to say, please get off.
I know.
And one more thing. Since
they got
my
to say,
wife,
please get off.
Yeah, please, right.
No, is that I noticed the attire that you have today.
Yes.
And is that a sweater you have on, Bishop? And Pastor Nick, you got a jacket?
Yes, I have a sweatshirt on today of branding our new ministry title, the Transformation.
Yes.
Okay.
And Pastor Nick is dressed for the climate also. I understand that you guys got back up to 60s and 70s again. Is that true?
Yes. We're back at I was able to turn the air conditioner off.
Okay, but I also know from a friend of mine who's in Florida, I understand you guys had coats on about a week ago.
That has to be in Orlando area.
Okay, so we didn't ridicule you guys, but it's okay.
Yeah, and my wife, she had a chance to put boots on for one day.
I'm sure she enjoyed that. She couldn't pull the fur out, though.
No.
My aunt snatched hers out last week.
It was cold.
It was like 30-something degrees. I said, shoot, the coat way more than she did.
Yeah, right.
That's encouraging. You're going to build up some muscle coming to church this week, man. Good talking to you, D.
Okay, Bishop, thank you very much.
Yourself,
Pastor
all
Nick,
right,
you all
man.
have a good
Take
night.
it easy.
All right.
We got line 1, Beverly Jackson. What's up, Bev?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing just fine.
Good to hear from you. What's your comment today?
Well, I want to comment on Trump running around the country during the campaign, barking his bully politics about immigration.
Okay, turn your device down. You're getting some feedback.
Okay, yeah, I had turned it down earlier, but I left it up a little bit so I could hear.
Yeah, turn it down.
Yeah, I'll turn it down the rest of the way.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, talking about the mass deportations.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he's been barking these bully politics all throughout the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And there are literally millions of undocumented immigrants in this country, primarily because for, decades, immigration has been broken because they haven't seen fit to modernize their processes and procedures for when people come into this country and their green cards or whatever expire, they just never report back to ICE. And another thing that's contributing to that is because over the years, as the demographics of immigrants have changed, and most of the people coming into this country are people of color, the politicians down in Washington have seen fit to make it extremely difficult to become a citizen. It literally takes years and thousands of dollars. And I think that's deliberate.
Of course it is.
And the thing about it is, but my concern is, does Trump really, is he thinking like Putin when he thought taking over Ukraine was going to be a slam dunk? Does he really think that when he starts acting on his threat of mass deportation, does he really think those people are going to sit back and go willingly?
I think that the problem is that they don't think that's going to happen, which is why the Texas governor just came into an agreement a few weeks ago with the government. About 1,500 acres have been made available to build retention centers, otherwise known as prisons, for those people who are going to be who are going to be transitioned out of the country. So yes, they're very serious about it. But here's my problem, Bev. How does a reasonable individual vote against their own best interests and against the best interests of other people? How did those people of color whose family and the guy that's in charge of this immigration thing has been very, very, very clear. If you're hiding folk, if you're trying to get away, we're coming after you. He said it on national TV and he repeated it. And
well,
no one
they have had plenty of time to prepare. And I just saw a news story about a week or so ago where there's, at that time there was 1,500 and the numbers were growing of people that were in the process of traveling to converge on the border and cross the border before Trump gets sworn into office.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I doubt very seriously if they have enough border security to handle a crowd of that size.
Here's the problem, man. Here's the problem. They're going to be, they people mistakenly think he's talking about good immigrants and bad immigrants. They're not talking just about good. They're not dividing them. If they feel like they don't belong here, they're going to leave. And the only people that will be welcome are people who are immigrants who are not of any type of color.
Well, my thinking is those people have moved heaven and earth to get here, to escape.
They don't care.
The conditions
they
in
don't
their country,
care.
And see if they come back.
Our government doesn't care.
They stand to be executed. I know they don't care.
But
I don't think those folks are going to go willing. That's going to be in for a big surprise.
And that's why they're talking about using the military. Bev, we're out of time. I'm glad you called.
All righty.
How you feeling?
Talking to you. I'm okay.
All
How
right.
you doing, Pastor?
All right.
How are you?
Doing great. Talk to you soon. See you
All
tomorrow.
righty.
Bye-bye. This has been On Point. I'm Bishop Dave Jevons, Reverend Nicholas Smith. We're so glad you took the time to join us. Thank you for all of our callers. Thank you for those who watch us. We look forward to you calling in at some point. Now, we want to see you tomorrow. Of course, we have worship virtual at 8, live at 11. You don't want to miss. We're in a powerful series on prayer called I Want to Know You Better. Our Christmas giveaway for our children. We're collecting toys, hats, gloves, scarves for the community. You bring items to the church or give on one of our giving platforms. We're praying over the items on Sunday, December the 15th. If you're interested in receiving news updates, text BBC News to 28950. If you want some inspirational or devotional messages during the week, BBC Elevate, just like it sounds, to 28950. We want to pray with you. Give us the chance to pray with you. Send your request to prayer at go2bethany.com. And, of course, subscribe to all of our platforms, YouTube, David G. Evans 1. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. See you tomorrow. Always remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.